I am annoying. You don't think I'm aware of that? Trust me, I am. Every day I've got to deal with this, so why don't you cut me some slack? It is just human reaction, I suppose interaction, and it does happen in wrestling too. The good thing in that world is that sometimes that is the whole point. You literally have been told, please go and be an annoying character. So who did this the best? Well, I am the idiot Sana Miller. Let's go. Number 10, the conspiracy theorist Sami Zayn. How great is Sami Zayn? Today he's the most lovable guy ever, and yet only a few years ago he was just a really frustrating dude. It was 2021 and Sami had decided he knew what the issue was with his career. There was a conspiracy theory against him. It started with management and went through the other wrestlers too. They all wanted to keep Zayn down. Time and time again, Sami was presented with evidence to the contrary, but he didn't want to listen to that. And do not forget, this is actually where he did start to become so beloved. He was so annoying and steadfast in that role, he somehow went and did a 180. Zayn made sure he moved away from properly winding people up when he had that WrestleMania match with Johnny Knoxville too. It was so good, nobody could deny how talented Sami was. It was utterly ridiculous. It's why he was also thrown into the bloodline as a one and done. The higher-ups just thought that would be funny, and they were right too. It just so happened to last for years. I mean, this guy. To sum this up in a headline then, Sami Zayn was brilliant at being annoying. He could have easily have rolled his eyes at this creative all things considered, but that's not his way. He leant so hard into it that he knocked it out of the park. Now that is a worker. Number 9, Billie Kay. Flub me, do I miss Billie Kay. She was so underrated and we did not appreciate her when we should have done. Just so damn funny. How did she do this too? Well, basically, she was annoying other wrestlers all the time. The version of Kay that hit these heights the most was when she was asking everybody to be her new tag team partner. Had a resume ready and everything, and yet nobody would even give her a chance. Billie started to do this mid-match as well, as her opponents would just flip, but yeah, sure, some fans did too. I mean, that just meant she was doing her job. I really thought it was fantastic. It got to the point the likes of the Riot Squad, Carmella, Nia Jax, and Toni Storm all acted nervously around Billie because she was nuts. And then, man, WWE released her in April 2021. That was one of the dumbest decisions for a while. We all basically knew the deal too. Kay was meant to be a clown, but she just understood what to do. So bring her back, damn it. The best. Number 8, The Miz. Throughout a lot of his career, The Miz has been annoying. He could be the best of the best at this. I mean, he used it all the way to the main event of WrestleMania 27. What a damn dude. He also went through the Tough Enough system, which somehow wound people up more, but I tell ya, it was when he busted onto the main roster in 2006 that he showed what he was really made of. Miz's job then was to host a diva search, and let's just say he wasn't the consummate professional that he is today. He just couldn't get his words out, and the whole segment was awkward to watch. Miz knew this too. After the fact, he said he was worried he was going to get fired. Today we know that Mike Mizanin was dealing with some horrendous bullying backstage, so no wonder his head was all over the place. Although with that said, the dude's hard-headedness has to be admired. Fans didn't know that though, so they just flipped out. Who is this reality show star, and why did he get to do this? It made him pretty unlikable, but again, he rolled with it like Oasis. One day he will go into the Hall of Fame, and it will be so damn deserved. Number 7, Babyface Dink the Clown. Never forget that Dink the character is an all-timer. You laugh at this, but go back to the original version played by Matt Bourne. That persona was terrifying. Sadly, Matt went through some personal issues and was let go in 1993. That wasn't going to be the end of this. Vince McMahon just decided, well, we can put somebody else behind the face paint. Well, that's what we did. Steve Lombardi, Heat of Brooklyn Brawler fame, and Ray Apollo were given this task, and yeah, they weren't great at it, and that wasn't their fault. They were told to just go out there and be an idiot. To try and balance this out, we just pulled back so it was literally a clown being a clown, and man, no fan wanted that. They actually started chanting, "Kill the clown." I don't think we should have done that, but it was also a time when the WWF was desperate to be kid-friendly. You do not want people saying, "Murder that guy." It was just so far away from the insane version that had debuted, and maybe a few people realized this fact. Got so bad by 1996 the company just gave up on the character entirely. There is a big reason for all this too, because it's not like Dink was doing anything bad. He was just annoying because clowns can be a little bit annoying. Plus there was also that 1994 Survivor Series match. Never watch it. Number 6, Vicky Guerrero. And, excuse me, I shall be the first to admit it too, as a kid this used to drive me nuts. And I know that was the point, but still, being angry remains being angry. It is such an interesting story because I doubt anyone saw this for Vicky Guerrero when she debuted alongside husband Eddie in 2005. That was mostly part of the absolutely bonkers Rey Mysterio custody over Dominic feud, but after Eddie tragically passed away, the WWE kept Vicky around, and yeah, she went and found her place. Most of this was as the general manager of SmackDown, and good grief did she draw some boos. The catchphrase was a huge part of that, as it just grated in your brain, although fair play to Guerrero. When the time came for her to be destroyed, she was always game, sometimes a little bit too much. WWE, as I'm sure you know, would go way too far. Think how many GMs we have seen too. Some are instantly forgettable, but not Vicky Guerrero. Even if it was making you super raged, well, she got the job done. Number 5, MJF. Mostly the I'm better than you version, but only because he just busted onto the scene. People were finding out in real time, and for the first time. MJF made his mark in AEW pretty fast, mostly thanks to these promos. The man knew when to smirk in order to trigger hate, and he was so good on the mic, he got to winding people up instantly. It was very much a love-to-hate relationship. Maxwell would also rip other talent apart, which made him feel like he was walking to the beat of his own drum, and he got so much momentum off the back of this, he became the world champion in 2022. That does not just happen. What sums this up best is you can choose anything Friedman did from 2019 to 2022, and if he's got a microphone in his hand, at least at one point you're gonna get frustrated. That was his goal, he achieved, even when he did that sing and dance number with Chris Jericho. Somehow he used that to be a right dick. The added fun was that everybody kept forgetting he was excellent in the ring too. That still happens today, but it was just an extra string to his bow. If fans did want to pretend he sucked at wrestling, well, he was just gonna throw it back in their face. Then they were all mad again, so yeah. He really has been very good at this. Number 4, babyface Charlotte Flair. It's only fair to say that some people are just going to love Charlotte Flair regardless, and other people are just going to dislike her. I suppose that does make sense. She's an excellent wrestler, however, no matter what your opinion is. The difficulty comes in the sense that she is so much better as a heel, so anytime WWE has tried to portray the Queen as a face, no, it never totally clicks, and even Charlotte agreed with this sentiment when she appeared on the Steve Austin podcast. She knows she shines as the bad guy. I suppose just through longevity you have to try both ways, but being the babyface almost hamstrings her because her best in-ring work comes as a villain. She should be in charge of her matches. I mean, look at her. There's also the fact that Charlotte having an elitist mindset is what's best for the character. She knows how to be arrogant, and as we know, no fan actually likes an arrogant Allen, especially one that goes and backs it up. That is where it becomes annoying too, because we all go full nerd. If we were booking a show, we'd do this and that. Thankfully, since returning in 2025, Flair has mostly been an idiot and kept it going. She is great, and you better figure that out. Really, I tell you, this should never stop. Number 3, Baron Corbin. As the Monday Night Raw Constable, also known as Constable Corbin. Quick aside, Baron deserves a medal for what he did here. He got put in such an impossible situation and somehow figured it out to a certain extent. The promotion really did him no favors. Stephanie McMahon did announce in April 2018 that Baron was now in charge, and that was an issue right away. Raw at this time was horrible, which was nothing to do with Corbin. The writing was just bad. It meant any narrative that didn't make sense or any logic hole that needed to be plugged went to Baron. He had to go out to the ring over and over and explain things, and this wouldn't have even worked if Steve Austin had still been in that role. It was just way too much. Corbin was also fighting against the fact nobody wanted the evil general manager character anymore. I mean, we just mentioned Stone Cold. His program with Vince McMahon kicked off in 1998, so that is 20 years of the same idea. It just means that I don't think Baron was even the issue here. He just got in the way. WWE was in desperate need of a refresh, which is why the changing of the guard helped so much. The old way was tired and done. Number 2, Vince Russo. I mean, even now, the dude just makes a living crapping over wrestling, even though he keeps saying he is gonna stop watching wrestling. I do believe that is called grifting. As we also know, he jumped from the WWF to WCW in 2000 for a lot of money, and one of the first things Russo promised was he would not become an on-screen character. He then became an on-screen character and won the world title. I mean, what did he think fans were gonna do? He never got beaten for the championship either, as he just relinquished it. And as Vince was booking the show too, sheesh, the audience could not believe it, which I do understand. WCW prided itself on being somewhat old school, and then we had Judy Bagwell on a forklift and Viagra on a pole matches. It was awful. As soon as he could, Vince Russo became the evil boss, and as we've already talked about, it was already boring, and also it was never going to be as good as Austin versus McMahon. It'd be like WWE starting a new group today and calling them Red Square. Don't do it. Eventually we got to the Bash of the Beach pay-per-view, and yeah, fans were so pissed off. This is what World Championship Wrestling had become. So don't pretend Vince Russo wasn't to blame. He was. Number 1, Hornswaggle. When he was a bit of a prankster. I bet you deliberately forgot about that. It was 2009 though, and WWE had decided to do Hornswaggle versus Chavo Guerrero. I suppose that would be fine, but before long the following happened. Swaggle started dressed like a cowboy due to the fact he wanted to do a cow tipping match. Chavo then dressed up as a cow. We were then told that apparently he wasn't able to see through his cow mask. I mean, part of that does make sense. Because of that too, it all led into a blindfold match, and I can tell you firsthand, the crowd didn't like this. It was also Hornswaggle's antics that eventually caught up to him, because he kept coming from under the ring and biting people in their ass. Then he was the anonymous GM, Vince's fake son, and it was a little bit like hot garbage. So I guess it was the stories more than the character, but sadly for Swags, he was often bang in the middle of it. That's why it's good he did have that WLC match with El Torito. That was genuinely of high quality, and to cleanse yourself, you should watch that. As for the rest, I've no idea. What the hell were we thinking? Know of any other wrestlers that were just a little bit annoying? Well, make sure you drop us a comment below before you like the video, share the video, and subscribe. You can also click the video on the screen where maybe we'll talk about wrestlers that we fell in love with and don't know what to do. But otherwise, my friends, I appreciate you, and I will talk to you again very soon.